Hi everyone, Dr. Beena here. Today I am going to revise the components of electron transport chain. We have studied in details about the electron transport chain and the reactions and how the ATP is produced and also respiratory chain where the oxygen is converted to water. So the respiratory chain is the final pathway in any aerobic cell. And here the electrons or reducing equivalents generated from various metabolic substrates are transferred to oxygen. It consists of a series of highly organized oxidation reduction enzymes, coenzymes, and electron carrier cytochromes. So the electron transport chain is present in the inner mitochondrial membrane. Remember, it is present in the inner mitochondrial membrane. The enzymes of ETC embedded in association with the enzymes of oxidative phosphorylation. That is the final production of ATP. So both are present in the inner mitochondrial membrane. Energy liberated during the metabolism of carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, etc. are present in the mitochondria as the reducing equivalents, that is hydrogen ion and electrons. So the mitochondria which contains these respiratory chain transport these reducing equivalents to oxygen to form water, and the liberated energy is trapped as high energy phosphate, that is ATP, in mitochondria by the oxidative phosphorylation. So that is the nutshell about the electron transport chain or the respiratory chain. So you can see in this diagram that is reducing equivalents produced during the metabolism of carbohydrates, lipids and amino acids are taken to electron transport chain for oxidation, and finally they are producing water and the ATP. So major enzymes or proteins which functions as electron carriers in the respiratory chain are NAD-linked dehydrogenases, flavoprotein-linked dehydrogenases, iron sulfur proteins, coenzyme Q and cytochromes. So you can see in this whole of the electron transport chain, that is complex 1, complex 2, complex 3 and complex 4 and 5, finally producing ATP and also water. So here you can see various enzymes, NAD linked dehydrogenases, flavoprotein linked dehydrogenases, and then iron sulfur proteins, then coenzyme Q and the cytochrome C, which are the carriers, mobile carriers of these electrons. So flavoprotein linked dehydrogenases associated with ETC are NADH dehydrogenases, succinate dehydrogenases, acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenases, electron transfer proteins, and mitochondrial glycerol 3 phosphate dehydrogenases. So in this diagram you can see the whole of the electron transport chain which is seen in the inner mitochondrial membrane. So this is the complex 1 where FMN and FES is present and NADH is the reducing equivalent which is taken into. Then there is another succinate is converted to fumarate in TCA cycle where that FAD is taken and then it is transferred electrons to the coenzyme Q. So both from complex 1 and complex 2 coenzyme is taken to the complex coenzyme Q, which is the mobile carrier. Then it is reducing equivalence is transferred from, usually the reducing equivalence transferred from more negative to more positive potential. So here it is again transferred to complex 3 which is contains B iron sulfur protein and C1, B cytochrome B iron sulfur and then the cytochrome C1, and from this to the through C, that is C, cytochrome C is again a mobile carrier which is transferring from the complex 3 to complex 4 which is the which contains the cytochrome A and A3, and finally it is electrons are transferred to the oxygen and oxygen is reduced to water. Then there is liberated energy is trapped as to form the ATP by the ATP synthase complex or complex 5 where the ADP and PI combines to form the ATP, and that is the final thing which is occurring in the matrix of the mitochondria. So you have to, whenever you are asked to write about the components or any reactions, you have to draw the diagram neatly and mark all the complexes with their components, and also mobile carriers like coenzyme Q and cytochrome C, which you can put in another color, and the other complexes in one color, and you have to show the reducing equivalents which are transferred from to the complexes from various sources like this. Okay. Now, what is the iron sulfur protein? It is a non-heme protein, iron containing protein, and iron not incorporated into heme. So it's non-heme iron, and it contains ferrous Fe2S4 or Fe4S4. And its reaction is like this: NADH from NADH to NAD. When it is converted to NAD, the reducing equivalent is transferred to FMN, and FMN is reduced to FMNH2, and then the ferric iron sulfur protein, which is oxidized, will convert it to reduced iron sulfur protein, and then it will transfer the reducing equivalents to coenzyme Q to form the reduced coenzyme Q, that is coenzyme QH2. So here it exists both in ferric and ferrous form. Iron exists in iron protein, iron sulfur protein, and it exists in ferric form and the ferrous form, and facilitate the transfer of the single electrons. Now, what is coenzyme Q? Coenzyme Q, it is the only lipophilic electron carrier in the respiratory assembly, not attached to the membrane, so it is called the mobile component or mobile carrier of the electron transport chain. So there are two, one is the coenzyme Q, other is the cytochrome C, and it receives electrons from more fixed flavor protein complexes and passes them to the cytochrome. More fixed flavor protein complexes are 1 and 2, and from this it is passed on to the cytochromes. So here you can see what is the action of coenzyme Q. That is from the complex 1 and through FMN FES, and then complex 2 through FAD FES, it is transferred to coenzyme Q, and it is the gateway of electron transport chain. It receives electrons from both NADH and FADH2 and passes to the cytochromes, and accept hydrogen and from FMNH2 from NADH dehydrogenases. That is the first complex. It is accepting electrons from FMNH2, that is from the NADH dehydrogenases, and again from the FADH2, that is from the complex 2 succinate to fumarate. Now the cytochromes. What are cytochromes? These cytochromes are heme proteins. Like hemoglobin and myoglobin, the cytochromes generally contain one heme group per polypeptide, except cytochrome B, which has got two heme residues in one polypeptide chain. They are grouped into three types, that is A, B and C, according to the type of heme and how it is bound to the proteins. So like that is the difference between A, B and C. The type of heme will be different, and also how they are bound to the proteins. Then cytochrome A3 contains 2 heme and 2 copper. Now the latest thing is it contains 3 copper. So 2 heme and 3 coppers are present in the cytochrome A and A3. Now how it is organized in the respiratory chain or the electron transport chain. Enzymes of proteins are arranged as 5 separate complexes. That is, complex 1 is also known as NADH coenzyme Q oxidoreductase or simply reductase, and complex 2 succinate Q oxidoreductase or succinate Q reductase, and complex 3 coenzyme Q cytochrome C oxidoreductase, and complex 4 cytochrome oxidase, and complex 5, that is ATP synthase. So these are the 5 complexes. You have to study the name and you have to mark it in the diagram also. So here you can see NADH complex 1 through FMN FES, then the succinate complex 2 through FAD FES, and from the carrier coenzyme Q, and through this it is transferred to the complex 3 where the FES and cytochrome B and C1 is there. Then it is through the cytochrome C it is transferred to the complex 4 where cytochrome A3 and there is a copper containing protein also here, and finally to the oxygen. So all these complexes are written here. NADH complex 1, NADH coenzyme Q oxidoreductase, or it is also known as NADH dehydrogenase. Second complex can be also known as succinate dehydrogenase. Third complex as cytochrome reductase, and the fourth complex as the cytochrome oxidase. So in this diagram also, it is a flow chart actually where the hydrogen ions are, how electrons are transferred. So in the first complex there is transfer of electrons, and then in the second also there is transfer of electrons, and then there is coenzyme Q, and it carries the electrons to the complex 3, and then from the 3 to 4 cytochrome C is the one which is transferring the electrons, and finally it is transferred to oxygen to produce water. So the complex 1 or the NADH dehydrogenases or NADH coenzyme Q oxidoreductase. So various enzymes in the metabolic pathway releases NADH, which is taken, and finally through FMNH2 and FA it is transferred to the coenzyme Q to produce reduced coenzyme or coenzyme QH2. Here the enzymes which are producing NADH mentioned, yes, beta hydroxyacyl coenzyme dehydrogenase, pyruvate dehydrogenase, isocitrate dehydrogenase, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, malate dehydrogenase, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. These are the enzymes from which NADH plus H is produced. Then complex 2, the electrons from FADH2 enter the ETC at the level of Q or bypass the complex 1. The three major enzyme system that transfers the electron directly to coenzyme Q are succinate dehydrogenases through FAD, FES and coenzyme Q, fatty acyl coenzyme dehydrogenase through FAD, ETP, FES and Q, mitochondrial glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase through FAD, FES and coenzyme Q. So these are the one directly transferring the electrons to the complex 2. So the complex 2 is succinate dehydrogenase, FAD, FES. These are the components of complex 2. Complex 2 is the only membrane-bound enzyme of Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle. It gets the electrons from the oxidation of succinate only and feeds them via the flavin, and that is FAD, and then iron sulfur cluster into the coenzyme to form the QH2 pool. So that is the role. When it is succinate is converted to fumarate, there is transfer of electrons. That is, first it is transferred to FAD and then to iron sulfur proteins to the QH2. Then coenzyme Q is actually ferries the electrons from complex 1 and 2 to the complex 3. So that we already mentioned. It transfers the electron from complex 1 and 2 to complex 3. The long hydrophobic chain, it has got a long hydrophobic chain, and QH2 can migrate, actually dissolves within the membrane. So it can migrate, that is why it is called the mobile carrier. Now complex 3, it transfers electrons from coenzyme Q to the cytochromes. So here you can see this is the coenzyme Q, reduced coenzymes QH2, and from this to the cytochrome B, which contains, it is a heme protein, so iron is there in the ferric form, and it is again reduced to cytochrome B reduced one, and then it will take up the iron sulfur protein, which is oxidized to form the reduced iron sulfur protein, and then it will pass on to the cytochrome C1, which is again oxidized one containing ferric, and it is reduced to cytochrome C1, which is reduced. Then complex 4. Complex 4 receives its electrons from the cytochrome C. So from the cytochrome C, it is that is in the previous one, you can see the cytochrome C, it is reduced. So from this it is taken the electrons, and which is a small mobile protein. So a cytochrome C is actually a small mobile carrier again, just like coenzyme Q, but it is a small one only. and then diffuses from the complex 3 to the complex 4. So cytochrome C diffuses from the complex 3, and it will give the electrons to the complex 4. That is, this is the complex 4, where you can see it is given, and then it is taken by the cytochrome A3, and finally it is transferred to oxygen and giving water. So here in cytochrome A, you can see the iron plus the copper, and then there are two types depending upon the heme. Iron heme, A1 heme, heme has got copper bound to copper A, and then the A3 bound to copper B. Like that, copper and iron is there in the cytochrome. And finally, from the A3, it is given to the oxygen to produce the oxygen is reduced to form the water. Then complex 4 also is known as cytochrome oxidase. Electrons are passed through a number of cytochromes A and a copper ion centers. So here the electrons are transferred from passed through a number of cytochromes, that is A3 and the copper ion centers. Cytochrome A3 actually perform the reduction of oxygen to water. That is, finally the cytochrome A3 is the one which is converting the oxygen to water. Now in this picture, just see the how the ATP is generated, and the role of energy capture only, because it will be taken in a separate class. Still I have just put one slide. Role of electron transport chain in energy capture. So here how the NADH is produced. Complex 1 is formed, then coenzyme Q, and again complex 2, where the separate enzymes through which separate reactions through which FAD is generated and joining the coenzyme Q, and directly from the succinate. And then from the coenzyme Q to complex 3, where B and C1 is there, cytochrome B and C1, and cytochrome C is the one which is transferring the mobile carrier, transferring the electrons to the complex 4. So complex 4 contains cytochrome oxidase or AA3, which has got a copper also, and finally oxygen is there. It is given to the oxygen to produces water, and there is production of energy liberated during this reaction is taken up by the certain chemiosmotic process, and finally it is producing ATP. So the complex 1 producing ATP, and then the complex 3, and then finally complex 4. There are ATP production inside the mitochondrion. So ATP generation in the ETC will be taken separately, I think. Anyway, just the production of ATP is coupled to transfer of electrons through the electron transport chain to the oxygen. The overall process is known as the oxidative phosphorylation. Protons flow down their electrochemical gradient through the membrane-bound ATP. So there is a proton gradient, electrochemical gradient, so that the proton flows from the through the membrane-bound ATP synthase. This is the membrane-bound ATP synthase, and the flow of protons through the ATP synthase allows the enzyme to synthesize ATP. So this flow of electrons allows this enzyme to produce ATP, that is from the ADP and PI to form the ATP. So that much regarding the components of electron transport chain. So remember always, we have to mention which are the components, that is enzymes, proteins, and carriers, and sulfur proteins, etc. Then mention about the where is it occurring in the mitochondrial membrane, and what is its use to produce this oxygen is converted to water and energy production. So the components 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally 5 also you can mention, or draw the diagram carefully with all these components neatly, written and also drawn, and you can color the mobile carriers, cytochrome Q, the coenzyme Q and the cytochrome C, and all the components in a separate, and almost all the components in the same color. Okay, that much is regarding the electron transport chain, that is components. Thank you.